Last chance to wager. Starter calls the field for race number 6. The Terry Provo Hall of Fame pace. Good looking field of 8, many of whom we'll see back here 1 week from tonight on the Molson Pace program. Field of 8 moving in, 7 on the starting gate, 1 from the second tier. They're at the top of the stretch. Gate swings off the turn, and here they come. And they're off, and just pushing the gate away, Acceptable Risk with his superior gate speed. He'll win the sprint of the turn. Breaker going into the turn. The one, All Tiger, jumped it off, scattered a few in behind there. As they pass the 8th pole and move to the backstretch, it's Acceptable Risk now clear by 2 lengths. On to take over second was Future Million. And from that second tier, Cactus Jack got away in a good spot third. First Rate Shark is up there in 4th position as they roll by the opening quarter. Then it's 2 more to Wild Dragon. Following in the backfield, 6th there is Willie's Place in front of Good Bad Lucky. Resetting but far back, All Tiger. Just 28-4 for the opening quarter. Acceptable Risk up top and showing the way as they race to 3/8. Right there on the helmet, Future Million. Sitting in line third, Cactus Jack. So the first to move as they swing off the turn, that's First Rate Shark, and he's coming quickly in the second quarter. First Rate Shark on the offensive and takes it to Acceptable Risk with a half mile to go. Halftime was 58-3. Top pair square off. Acceptable Risk with a break in stride. Acceptable Risk with a rare miscue going into the lower turn. So First Rate Shark now inherits the lead, and he'll take them up the backstretch. On to take over second spot was Wild Dragon. Coming on in between now third. That's Cactus Jack in the way to 3/4. Caught wide in the 4th spot, Willie's Place. Trying to work up into it is Good Bad Lucky. 3/4, 125-4. 27-1 in the third quarter for First Rate Shark. He leads it by a length and a half with an 8 to go. Wild Dragon's going to try and reel him in from second. Cactus Jack getting closer in third. On their way to the payoff. First Rate Shark trying to finish it off, and he's strong. He just kicked away by 2 lengths. First Rate Shark will not be caught. First Rate Shark by 2 over Cactus Jack. Wild Dragon third. Willie's Place 4th in 1:54. Judges have lit the inquiry sign. They're going to review racing action going into the first turn. Please hold all tickets. Judges' inquiry here in race 6. Top 4 finishers posted. That result still unofficial with the inquiry sign lit. It's 4, 8, 5, and 6. Judges again having another look at racing action in that first turn with the break in stride of the one, All Tiger. There's a look at the 6th race winner making his way back. It's number 4, First Rate Shark, a 7-year-old Bay Ridgeling by Cam's Card Shark. From the Beach Towel mare, Ashley Lynn, owned by David O'Brien, along with Ann O'Keefe. David also does the training. Doug McNair's in the driver's seat for the victory. 4th win this year in 16. the 16th lifetime. It's a seasonal best clocking of 154 for the number 4 First Rate Shark. Race 6 tonight, the Terry Provo Hall of Fame Pace, and a cooler being presented in his honor. He is our guest of honor here this evening. We welcome Terry into the winner's circle for the presentation. Here tonight with friends and family, a night in his honor. And stay tuned. Following the prices and the race replay, we'll have a special induction ceremony coming up for Terry Provo. In regards to the inquiry, judges ruled one made a break on his own going into the first turn. There is no effect to the finish order. 4856 will stand as posted. And the results are now official. Prices posted. 1820, the win ticket return for number 4. First Rate Shark, exactor 153.30, triactor 546.50. Note the superfecta pays out on 485 all, $172.60 for the 20-cent combination. Dollar ticket $863.15. Stay tuned. Following this race replay, again, we'll have our induction ceremony where we'll turn things over to our Chief Executive Officer here at the Western Fair Association, Mr. Hugh Mitchell.
Hello, racing fans. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce the latest inductee into the prestigious Western Fair Wall of Fame, Mr. Terry Provo. Terry's initial interest in harness racing was developed right here at this track when he was in high school, and he was fortunate to be able to turn his love of the sport into his life's work. While working with horses in Western Canada, he was asked if he was interested in becoming a race secretary. At the time, he was informed that the job required 3 things: a big mouth, a thick skin, and a license. So in Terry's mind, all he needed was the license. I would add to that list of requirements a good sense of humor, which is a necessity in order to deal with the many colorful characters who participate in harness racing, and Terry certainly has that in spades. Terry was hired by one of my predecessors, Evan McGugan, in 1973 to be the race secretary here, and he remained in that position for close to 20 years. During that time, he ran the race office with skill, imagination, and an innate ability to classify horses in order to ensure the most competitive races possible. Terry was a visionary and introduced races and innovative events, including stakes for claimers, which were unheard of at the time, but commonplace now. He had the good fortune to work alongside some of the legendary horsemen who have called this track home, and who have gone on to be recognized as this nation's very best, with their induction into Canada's Horse Racing Hall of Fame, including this year's inductee, our own Dave Wall. As much as Terry gave during his tenure with this racetrack, he also received, as it was here at Western Fair where Terry met his wife, June Marie, who also worked here at the time and has been his constant supporter ever since. I'd like to quote one of the most famous graduates from this track, John Campbell, who noted, quote, "Harness racing in southwestern Ontario certainly has a long and storied history and tradition. There have been a great many people who have come through southwestern Ontario who are accomplished and had a great deal of success, but only a few have been inducted into Western Fair's Wall of Fame." End of quote. The purpose of the Wall of Fame is to recognize distinguished service and exemplary contributions to racing at our racetrack. And Terry Provo certainly is well deserving to be the 27th inductee to join this illustrious group. Congratulations, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Terry Provo.